Hello, baseball fans. This is King Ikibu coming to you live from the underground bunker and specifically the Olympic Stadium in Montreal. I want to wish you all a happy new year. Hope you have a great 2016. And we are going to play a new game here called National Pastime 3 from Skeetersoft. I'm replaying the 1980 season. And I just got underway and I thought, hey, let's record this thing. I haven't recorded this game yet. Only one at bat has taken place. Terry Poole has flied out. And now Craig Reynolds has reached on an error, and I have a choice whether to steal or not. I'm not. He has a minuscule chance of stealing and a minuscule chance of getting thrown out. I throw a lot more 66 than I do a lot more 11s, so I'm just going to play it safe. Then I'll explain to you what this game is. As you can see, I have played 314 games, all manually for this game. If you want to play this game, you have to play it manually. There's no simming a season, there's no simming games. You are forced to play each game. But I like that because you get more involved in the season when you play each game out. You can sim a season, sure, in a half an hour, depending on the game and the computer. But this game you have to play each game, and I like that because you get involved in the season. And I'm playing the 1980 season, as you can see, and we are May the 5th, 1980, in a game between two first place teams, the Montreal Expos, who are tied for first with the Philadelphia Phillies at 13-8, and Houston, who has first place all by themselves, 14-8. And this game has particular interest because it's one of the last games ever pitched by J.R. Richard. In fact, this is the game where he got shelled, the worst outing of the season, before he got that stroke. And after 17 starts, let's see, how many starts does he have so far? Richard, there he is. This is start number 6 for Richard, and he has 17 starts, so he only has 11 starts left. This is the game, like I said, he got shelled. He only lasted 1/3 of an inning and gave up 4 earned runs before he was pulled to drop to 4-1. I'm sure he will do better here today because he has a great card. But we're going to explain that a little bit as we go on. But here are the lineups for the Houston Astros of 1980. He already flew out to left field, but we're going to introduce him anyway. Terry Poole from Melville, Saskatchewan, leading off and playing right field. The shortstop just got on in an error. Craig Reynolds batting second. Batting third, the first baseman, Denny Walling. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Joe Morgan. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Jose Cruz Sr. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Enos Cabell. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Cesar Cedeno, who should really be up in the order. I'm sure he will be put up in the order as the season goes on because he's a great hitter. Batting eighth, the catcher, Alan Ashby, and batting ninth, the starter, J.R. Richard, for the Montreal Expos. And I am seeing more and more on YouTube and other websites where people are saying, I miss the Expos, and that is true. The game doesn't seem to be the same without them. And let's hope that Montreal gets a team and the Expos can come back to Montreal soon. But here's the Expos of 1980. Leading off and playing left field, Ron LaFleur. Batting second and playing shortstop, Rodney Scott. Batting third, the center fielder, Roland Office. Guess Andre Dawson's knees are acting up right now. Batting fourth and playing right field, Ellis Valentine. Batting fifth, the kid, catching, Gary Carter. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Warren Cromartie. Batting seventh, Larry Parrish must be getting the day off as Ken Maka is playing third. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Tony Bernazard. His last season in Montreal is he'll play with the White Sox next year. And batting ninth, the pitcher. If you watch 24, you know David Palmer is one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. But this is the pitcher, David Palmer, who is batting ninth here today and pitching. And Palmer is 0-1 with a 3.86 ERA. And here's Denny Walling. We're going to pick it up here in the first inning with Walling and a man on first. And we will swing. Get the next card. We rolled a 3-5. 3-5 is typically a good roll for the hitter. And oh, I guess I have to roll it. I just did next card. Duh. Yes, King Ikeboo isn't the brightest on early morning on New Year's Day. But here we go, 61. So is a fielder's choice. Craig Reynolds gets thrown out at second, and I just ignore this injured for 2 games. That's if you're not playing as played schedule, because all the injuries of the season are in the at played schedule. If he's injured, he won't be on the starting roster, so I don't go by that. But I do go by this jump. Now here, if I roll a 1-1 or 1-2, he will steal. If I roll a 65 or 66, he'll be out. So that's not good enough odds, so he will play it safe. And Walling is an S runner, which means he's a slow base runner. So in that case, what I often do is I put these restrictions on so he doesn't start thinking he's Ricky Henderson and try to steal second base or go to third on a single or something like that. Just play conservative. That brings up Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan's batting .267 with 4 home runs and 20 RBIs. He's off to a good start in his first season in Houston. I believe it is, anyway. Anyway, 1-6. And that's a ground out, so the inning's over. So things are quick, you can see. That brings up J.R. Richard. Now, I'm going to talk about these letters here. That Richard has a card of his own, but that's basically his hitting card. J.R. Richard's pitching statistics or ratings are right here. And this is A and C is the best rating you can get. It takes away, I believe, the 7, 8, and 9, which are the major hitting numbers for a hitter. It takes them away. Triple X means he strikes people out like crazy. W means he walks people more than normal. And the H means he gives up fewer home runs than normal. And DP minus is the most obvious of the ratings here. That means he gives up or draws fewer double plays than normal. So we can see as we go along how this affects the game. The leading off is Ron LaFleur. He's batting .318, and with Ron LaFleur you always have to think how many stolen bases does he have. So we can look that up. LaFleur has 15 stolen bases and caught 7 times, so it's not very good percentage. There's a lot of caught stealings in this game because I roll a lot of 65, 66 on the for some reason, I don't know why, just that random number generator, which typically are the caught stealings. But let's get this one underway. Rolling 4-5. That's usually good for the hitter. It's usually a walk, and it is. So here is Ron LaFleur's steal range. Anything roll from a 1-1 to 56 is a stolen base, and 61, so a 6-1, 6-2 to 6-6 is a caught stealing, and that's what I typically roll. Whoa, but this time I got a 54, which means he stole second. So he's on second base. You can see the F here. That means he's a fast runner, as you would assume with Ron LaFleur. Although you cannot always assume that, because Ricky Henderson, and I pointed this out on the boards probably once or twice, Ricky Henderson has 100 stolen bases in 1980, and yet he doesn't have an F rating. You might say, well, he got thrown out a lot. He got thrown out 26 times or 25 times, I believe. But still, he is a fast runner. Tom Seaver is a fast runner in this game. I don't know how Tom Seaver got that fast rating, but he did. But I'm sure if you had a race between Ricky Henderson of 1980 and Tom Seaver of 1980, I think I would put my money on Henderson to be the victor in that one. But anyway, nobody out. Ron LaFleur at second. That brings up Rodney Scott, and he's batting .254 with no home runs and 5 RBIs. And he gets doubles. Now doubles are gold for the hitter. In this case, you look at the 0, and that means you look in the inside number. So if you click on this, we'll have to roll again, and we look now at the inside numbers, and these are all good. The 11s aren't that good. It means a single, but these other ones are all extra base hits. Well, the 7 too is not good. But anyway, we'll see what we get. 54, so we got that 11. So we only got a base hit. It does score LaFleur from second, and now Rodney Scott, who is a fast runner, can steal, and he will, and he just gets outside the rating. So we had to roll Anything up to a 44, he got a 45, so he stays at first base. But he is also a F for fast runner. That brings up Roland Office. As we said, he's not playing, or Andre Dawson is getting the day off. In fact, he's had the last few days off. I would know that if I was simming the whole season. Must be, anytime you think of Andre Dawson, you must think his knees. And that was a football injury that happened. It wasn't a baseball injury that caused Andre Dawson to have those bad knees. It happened in high school football. And so everybody blames the AstroTurf, and I'm sure that didn't help. But it wasn't the AstroTurf that injured his knees. It was a football injury in high school. But so far, the great Richard has already given up a run. So maybe this will be like the real thing. Anyway, here we go. 4-2 is kind of, it can be good for the hitter or pitcher. In this case, it's a 14, which is a walk. So you roll a 14 anytime, especially with a guy with a W, it's going to be a walk for sure. Brings up Valentine, who's batting .338 with 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, off to a good start. And he rolls a 3-4, which is always good for the pitcher. Strikeout. So that's a first away for Gary Carter, batting .225, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. 4-6. That's typically good for the pitcher, and it is. He struck out 2 guys in a row, and then brings up Cromartie. Cromartie is second in the National League in batting average with .385, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs in this young season. He gets a 4-5, which once again loads the bases. Walks. We had 3 walks and 2 strikeouts in this inning. Brings up Ken Maka. He's batting .091 in limited at-bats. There's 2 away, and he rolls doubles. So if this could be 4 earned runs in the first inning for J.R. Richard. Roll again. 46 is a 6. That is a double. And look at that, 4 earned runs. And his grade is lowered down to an A. We're not going to pull him. In fact, I have a house rule that the pitcher has to go 5 innings. So here's Bernazard, and he's an S runner. So it means he's slow. But with 2 out, he can have the green light to try to score if Bernazard gets on, which he does a lot. He's batting .444 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs, which is much better than his real card. He only had on-base percentage of .289 in real life. He's been very fortunate with his rolls so far. And he is again with a 3-3. Roll again, 12, base hit. And the runner scores, and it's now 5-0 Expos. Will he try to steal? Sure. And he gets the stolen base as well. Bernazard. And Palmer is up before he even has to pitch, which is always good for the pitcher. 3-5. He strikes out. So Richard strikes out the side in the first inning, but he gives up 3 walks, 2 singles, and a double, and trails 5-0. Here's Cruz. Let's see if the Astros can come back. 4-3, which is a ground out right to the mound. Here's Cabell. He's batting .271. He rolls a 6-5. Okay, now this is a little E fielding system, which means even though it's an out, it can be an error. We have to roll 11 or 12, however, and it's a 25, so it's a fallout. Here's Cesar Cedeno, batting .391. So he's the leader in the National League in hitting right now. Which is why I said he should be up higher in the batting order. 2-6. That is a good pitcher's roll. And ground out to the first baseman, Cromartie. So we're back at now it's second inning. LaFleur. 3-4. Fly out. Scott. So I'll go a little faster now. You can see how fast this game is. So it's a walk, and he steals second because he can't help himself. Here's Roland Office. He gets doubles. Montreal's winning because they're rolling their doubles. Roll again. 51. That is a triple. Triple for Office. And it's now 6-0 Montreal. 3-5 or 3-6. Strikeout. Key strikeout with a man on third base. Carter. 5-5. Another double. Although he has an A. This might take it away. Let's see. No, A does not nullify the 8. It nullifies a 7 and a 9. It was an 8, so the single and the runner scores. He will not steal. It's now 7-0. Here's Cromartie. He rolls doubles. This is unreal. 15. That is home run number 3. No, it might not be. He has an H. You can see how the H works here. Normally, this is a home run. 1-5. There's the 1 there. You take, because he rolled the 11, you look the inside number. 1 is a home run. But because of the H, the home run can be reduced if we roll anything between 11 and 46, and we do. So no home run for Cromartie. Carter scores from first base, but Cromartie is on second. So it's now 8-0. Ken Maka. I never seen some. This is like the New York Yankees. Their rolls. 6-4 strikeout. So the inning's over. Palmer is the beneficiary of 8 runs through 2 innings. Ashby 5-5. There's their first double, and it's a base hit. And Richard is batting. So we're gonna put. They need 8 runs. We're gonna put the restrictions on. Now you can see here. This is one thing I would ask for on this game. If anybody's watching that has any ability to change this, you can take all restrictions off. That's great, but I wish you could put all restrictions on, because every time I got to click this, then I got to click this, then I got to click this. It'd be much quicker if you could just put all restrictions on, and make me want to use it more. Okay, here's Richard. Normally he'd bunt, but they need a lot of runs, but he strikes out. Here's Terry Poole, 1-4, not good for the hitter. Fly out to left. Craig Reynolds, 3-1, walk. Denny Walling, you see, I'm going quicker now. 1-3, walk, bases loaded. 2 out for Joe Morgan. What can he do? He rolls doubles. The best time for doubles when there's a bases loaded. 4-2, it is a triple. Okay, triple. And Joe Morgan has got Houston on the board with a 2 out bases clearing triple. And I didn't look he's probably the leading hitter right now for Houston in the way of production. Houston, this is up to the start of the game. So Morgan, before that, had 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. Now he has 23 RBIs because he just had 3 right there with his triple. Clutch 2 out triple. Here's Cruz trying to get Houston back in this ball game. 3-1. And there you can see the 9 is a single for the hitter, but because Palmer is a C rating, he takes away that C and turns it into a fly out to center field. So we're going to start the bottom of the 3rd. Richard still on the mound. Bernazard, red hot Bernazard, rolls another double. And he's B. I know B takes away the 8. So normally this would be a base hit, but because Richard is a B, he takes that away. Didn't make me a liar that time. Here's Palmer, 6-5. Possible error, 16, no error. Ron LaFleur, he is 0 for 1. He is 4-2, strikeout. So there's the first 1-2-3 inning for Richard. Here's Cabell. He's batting .267. Trying to get Houston back in this game. That will not do it. Ground out to short. Cedeno, 5-3. Oops, I have dyslexia, I think. 5-3, single. And on the error by Valentine, the batter goes to second. Cedeno's at second with 1 out. Here's Ashby. 4-4, another double. Runner in the second scores. They cut the lead in half, 8-4. Ashby's on first. So we won't put the restrictions on because we will bunt this time. Here's the roll, 4-5. And it's a pass ball, so he doesn't have to bunt now. So we are going to put the restrictions on. He's not going to try to score on a single. He's not going to try to advance on any fly ball, and he's not going to try to steal bases. Ashby on second, Richard up 6-5. 6-5 is a fallout to third baseman Maka. Here's Terry Poole. So maybe we take off those restrictions now because we want him to try to score on a single here with 2 out. 2-2. I've never played a game that had so many doubles. Runner scores. Will Terry Poole try to steal? It's better percentage for stealing than getting caught, but he doesn't get the jump here. So it's now 8-5. Craig Reynolds, 3-5. Bach! Lots of weird things happening here. Palmer is rattled. Craig Reynolds, 1-5. That is usually great for the hitter. 8. Runner scores is now 8-6. 45 doesn't get the jump. Palmer's grade is lowered. He is now a D, which is the bottom of the barrel. Anything is a base hit now. And he's only has a 2-run lead. 6-6 more doubles. Boy, I wish I was in Las Vegas right now. 6-6 the game. This game, my friends, is now tied at 8 as Denny Walling hits home run number 3 on the season and ties this game up at 8-8. We have a brand new game, although Richard is still at a B level, so he definitely has the advantage. And there's another double. 4-4. He gets a base hit. He'll try to steal and just outside the range. Can't get the jump. Here's Jose Cruz. 3-2. Wow, not a double. And the inning ends. So after 3.5 innings, the score, Houston 8, Montreal 8. Here's Richard. He's in good shape now. 3-6. Strikeout. That's strikeout number 7 for Richard. Roland Office. 1-6. Ground out. You say, well, this game's taking longer than 15 minutes. Well, look at all the scoring. And look at how much yapping I'm doing. Here's Valentine. 4-3. I should just do a video just not saying anything and just playing the game and showing you how quick it is. Here's Cabell. So we are now in the 5th. So this Palmer has to pitch one more inning and then he can leave. Yes, he has relievers. So he has Woody Fryman and Dale Murray that can come into this ball game. That's how I do it. In this game there's no fatigue for the pitchers inherent in the game. So I could pitch Woody Fryman every game, 162 games, and nothing would happen to his ratings. Of course, that's not realistic, so I go by, that's why I have the actual game up. I get all the relief pitchers from the game and also the pinch hitters, so you don't use some guy who's injured or something. Here's Cabell, top of the 5th, 3-2. Ground out to second baseman, 1 away. Cedeno, he is 1 for 2, now batting .394, 6-2. That is a strikeout. Here's Ashby. He is 2 for 2 today. 3-5. Just has a ball. So he gets another crack at it. 1-5 is a base hit. Ashby's on fire. Doesn't get a jump. Richard is up. With 2 out, we won't put any restrictions on him. The only one I hate is when they steal bases. A guy who never steals bases, all of a sudden, man tries to steal and gets thrown out. That seems like it happens quite often on some numbers here. Here's Richard. 6-1, strikes out. That's strikeout number 3 for Palmer. And he can now leave the game legally because he's gone through 5. Here's Gary Carter, 1 for 2. 3-4, that's good for the pitcher. But he gets one of those, I feel cheap every time this happens. I mean, it should have been out, but it's an error because they rolled at 11. So he's on, and he will not try to steal. He's at first base. And now is Warren Cromartie batting .392 as he's 1 for 1 today. 1-5. So that is a good roll for, I don't know if B takes away 10. We shall see. No, he gets a base hit. Carter to third. Cromartie at first, and he can try to steal, which he won't. He'll play it safe. So first and third, nobody out for Maka. 2-3, good for the pitcher. Double play ball, but the runner scores. It makes it 9-8. No RBI for Maka. Here's Bernazard with 2 away here in the 5th. 1-5, base hit. Try to steal, he does. And now Palmer's up, and we are going to bring in a pinch hitter. So, who will pinch hit? Tommy Hutton came in as a pinch runner, so he's eligible. Looks like, okay, White came into the game. Lee pinch hit. Does that mean Bill Lee? I guess in a 10-1 game you can bring in a pitcher. Is that Bill Lee? Yes, it is. He came in, the pitcher, Bill Lee. What kind of hitter is he? Let's see if I can find Bill Lee's card here. Bill Lee. Somehow someone was under the impression he was a good hitter. Not really, 220. Bill a little bit better than normal for a pitcher. But we won't bring him in. This game is close. We can bring in White. We can bring in Hutton, Spire, Tamargo. Let's see what Tamargo's like. Yeah, he's pretty good. So we will pinch hit with John Tamargo. Tamargo, you can click on here and see what he's done so far in the season. He's batting .500 in 1 at bat. How's that possible? Oh, that's a pinch hitter at bat. Overall, he has had 4 at bats with 2 hits. That makes sense. So this game even keeps track of pinch hits batting average. So he hasn't had a pinch hit, but he's only had 1 at bat as a pinch hitter. But he's coming in here with a man on second and 2 out. 4-4 doubles, but it's an 8, and the B will take it away. Richard has been giving, but there he took away. So we're going to start the 6th inning, and now we have to bring in a relief pitcher. Our choices are Woody Fryman and Dale Murray. Fryman is the closer. I don't know why he pitched, but they did strange things when you compare it today with closers back in 1980. But we're going to bring in Dale Murray. Dale Murray, there's his card. He has had 6 games. He has had... No, that's Bill Lee. There we go. 5 games, only 4.3 or 4 1/3 innings, and he has no earned run average, which is good. Yes, gotta click on him. There we go. So he's now in the ball game. 0-1, no earned run average in 4 innings. Expos lead 9-8. 1-5. That's good for the hitter. Base hit. Poole tried to steal just outside the range. Can't get the jump. Here's Craig Reynolds. Astros trail by 1. Just thinking, I don't know, I don't see much great results with a hit and run. And it's sure hard to get that bunt down. So we will roll 4-6. Fly out, runner holds. Denny Walling batting .400. I think he just doesn't quite qualify for the batting title right now. 2-6. Single, because Murray is only a grade 4 pitcher. So first and second with 1 out, and it brings up Joe Morgan, the run producer, has 23 RBIs. The leader is Dave Kingman. He has 28. Morgan is second with 23. 5-2. That is never good for the hitter. But at least it wasn't a double play. 5-3. Runners advance. Brings up Jose Cruz. And the man after him is Cabell. But we won't walk him intentionally. We'll pitch to him. 4-6. And they're out of the inning. So here's Richard going. He's in inning number 6 for him. 3-5. That is a walk. LaFleur will try to steal. He does. He's on second for Scott. 6-2. Struck out. That's strikes out. That's number 9. He's walked 5, struck out 9. Office 2-5. Great for the pitcher or for the hitter, but it's a B. So he takes away the 8. LaFleur goes to third, however, with 2 down now. Here's Valentine, who many people say he was the most talented player ever to play for the Expos. But I think injuries and maybe some other off-field issues came into effect there. But here's another 8. Should be a base hit. But Richard takes it away with his B rating. 9-8 still. We're in the 7th. Here's Enos Cabell, 6-5. And I think this normally would be out, but because Murray, once again, is only a grade 4 pitcher, this will be a base hit. Yes, it is. That always bugs me. I think, oh, good, he got him out, and no, it had because he's a grade. Anything grade 6 or below on a 65 makes it a base hit. He's going to try to steal just outside the range, can't get the jump. Here's Cesar Cedeno. He's 1 for 3 today. 5-2, never good for the hitter, but he advances the runner to second like a bunt. Here's Ashby, who's red hot, 3 for 3, batting .327. 5-6. 5-6. Have to hit it right on. Fly out. Okay, so we're in the 7th inning. Richard still is a B. However, we're trailing, or Houston's trailing, and would you pull him here? We got lots of relievers we can use. Andujar, Neiman, and Smith. So we'll go ahead and we will pinch hit for Richard. We can bring him Jeffrey Leonard. We can bring in Gonzalez, Bergman, HOU, Bochy, and Landestoy. So we'll bring him a good one. I think Leonard, I don't think he was that good that year. He was a young player. He was not in his prime as of yet. Bergman is a good hitter. So we're going to bring in Dave Bergman. You think of him on the Tigers, but no, he was on Houston as well. 2 out. Bergman is up. 1-run ball game. We had crazy action. Now the last few innings has been the pitchers have taken over. 3-6. That's over here. And it's a pop out to the shortstop. Inning over. So now we will bring in someone for the Astros. Andujar, Neiman, or Smith. We will bring in Joaquin Andujar. Joaquin Andujar is someone I used to know, used to call him Walking Underwear. Walking Underwear is in the game. He's 0-2, or sorry, has no record, and he has no ERA and 7 innings pitched, so he's pitched pretty well. Was not yet a starter for the Astros. Here's Gary Carter. He's 1 for 3. 3-5. That could be either way. It is a walk for the kid. He is on. For Warren Cromartie, who is 2 for 2 today, is up to 400, so that might put him in first place in the batting title so far this season. I know it's early. Here's Cromartie, 1-6. That's good for the pitcher, but he did advance the runner to second. Montreal would love some insurance. Here's Ken Maka, 6-2. That's never good. Strikeout. Bernazard, red hot Bernazard, 2 for 3, batting .458. That's not going to do it this time, the 3-6, unless he rolls a error, but he doesn't. He pops out to the shortstop. We go to the 8th inning. Murray is a D. So we will bring in Woody Fryman. Although we are going to do a double switch. So Woody Fryman will come in. He will come in and he'll pitch. And we'll bring in our good friend Larry Parrish. Unless we bring in someone that actually played that game. I don't know who would that be. I don't think Spire. Can you play third? He does play third. Okay, so we'll bring in Spire. I don't know. Yeah, see, this is what can happen. Parrish might be injured. He's the full time by far. He played 124 games, but he must be injured right now, so we'll play Spire at third. No, he's not out of position. Got to put him in third. There we go. There he is. So we did a double switch. Woody Fryman is a closer. He is now in the ball game. He has no record, 1.29 ERA, and go to Montreal. There we go. Woody Fryman has 7 saves and 7 opportunities. And he comes in here with a 1-run lead, and he has to pitch 2 innings to get his save. So they earned their saves in those days. 2-4, that's good for the pitcher. Strikeout, 1 away. Here is Reynolds, 4-1. Ground out, 2 away for Denny Walling. And Fryman drops to a B, was an A. 1-4. It could be an error, nope. And the inning's over. Go to the bottom of the 8th, 9-8. Here's Spire. His first at bat of the game, 320 batting average, 6-5. Base hit on Andujar. I didn't realize Andujar was a grade 6 pitcher. So Andujar's now down to a D, so we will take him out and we'll bring in Neiman or Dave Smith. Neiman, Randy Neiman. He's not a very good pitcher, so it's a close game. We'll bring in Dave Smith, who was a much better pitcher, a grade 10 pitcher versus a grade 5 pitcher. So Dave Smith will come in the ball game. Dave Smith is 3-0 with no record, so he is a guy who comes in with the game tied or Houston trailing, and the team gets the lead on his watch. So he's a good luck charm for the Astros so far this season. Ron LaFleur with the man on. 1-1. There's a double. We haven't had a double in a long time. 3-3. It is. Could be his first homer of the season. It could be reduced to a double, though, because Dave Smith is an H. He has magic voodoo, as I like to call it, to get that ball that's going out of the park and bringing it back. If you roll a 1 to 46, he will successfully bring it back. but it's outside the range. So Ron LaFleur gets his first homer of the year, and it's 11-8 Expos. Dave Smith, lucky charm is running out. Here's Rodney Scott, 5-5. Here come the doubles. Gets on, and he steals second. So there's Scott on second with nobody out. Here's Office, 4-6. Gets Scott to third. They bring the infield in. They cannot allow any more runs in. Valentine, 3-3 double. Could be another home run and reduced. This time it is reduced. Down 6-5. Smith is not pitching well here today. He's down to a C. Gary Carter is up 5-1. And the C takes it away, but puts Valentine to third. Here's Cromartie, batting .395, 6-5. And that should be the end of the inning. But the Expos score 3 more runs. And now Woody Fryman, even though it's a 4-run lead, can get the save because he came in the 8th inning. Here's Morgan, 6-5. That should be an out, and it is. Jose Cruz, 1-5. That's good for the hitter. Should he steal? No, they're down 4 runs. He'll play it safe. That brings up Cabell. He is 1-for-4. 4-2. Strikeout. Strikeout, and one more hitter. Cedeno batting .384. He's 1-for-4 today. 3-6. He walks. 2 men on. Ashby, 3-for-4. 1-4. I think this could do it. Game over. The Expos win 12-8. Then what I do is I save the game. So it's Expos Astros from May the 5th. Astros had 8 runs and Expos had 12. Save the game. And we give Dale Murray a hold, and we give Woody Fryman the save. One is part of the replay? Yes. Then we can see the box score. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Your introduction to Skeetersoft's National Pastime 3 based on APA. And I hope you enjoyed it. It was a good game. A lot of action, a lot of doubles, a lot of runs. Once again, Happy New Year, and this is King Ikeboo with Tiny Archibald coming to you from Expos Olympic Stadium. As the final score, once again, Montreal 12, Houston 8. We'll see you again next time, everybody. Bye-bye.